I mean, if I were to completely take everything off and repaint it, how much do you think that would be? Just redoing it.
Yeah, you know, if you started stripping everything down and had everything removed and you painted
It was at this moment that he knew.
Hey Tyler, you still there?
Welcome to Hoovie's Garage, the dumbest automotive channel in all of YouTube, and this is my newest project, a 1974 Porsche 911 Carrera, but it has a 3-liter turbo engine in the back, and it's up at the Car Wizards, and today, well, I roll up my sleeves and help the wizard get this thing running. Yeah. I'm ready.
You want to get it running?
Yes, let's get it running.
It is running.
What do you mean? It just got here.
Yeah, I got here yesterday. We charged the battery, we cleaned the spark plugs. It started right up. It runs great.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, start it. Runs good.
Well, this is a big surprise. It is running and it's driving. I'm in total, complete shock right now. So, shall we see what we have here? I've driven this thing before. It was about 4 years ago. Okay, and I knew the transmission was crunchy and bad. And it is still crunchy and bad. The tires are ruined. I knew that too. All right, we have it up to temperature. Still running great. That transmission is ruined. Let's see if it boosts. Whoa! Holy! Oh, okay. Downshift. That transmission is shot. And like all turbos, there's this lag once the boost hits. So. Oh, I can see what Rob means by being rich though. When you floor it, it belches out gray smoke. It is running way rich, but it's running. Oh, that transmission. That has to be replaced, unfortunately, or rebuilt. Jeez. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, this is excellent news. We're off to a great start. Wizard. It's glorious.
It's glorious?
I mean, it's crazy, insane the way the boost hits, but it's, wow. I mean, I can't get, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. It's running very, very rich though, unfortunately.
Is that under full acceleration or all the time?
Just under acceleration, when the boost hits, you just see a plume of gray smoke out the back, which is probably what fouled up the spark plugs that you cleaned. So I guess I could just, I don't know, have it adjusted, I suppose.
There is one adjustment I can try. These are not really my specialty, but I think we might be able to get it at least better.
So you can play with the screws?
Yes.
I guess might as well. Yeah, sure. Here, are you gonna beat me with that first? You've been hitting me a lot lately.
No.
No?
No.
Just to prop it up? All right, so airbox is
out.
Off. There's that big old intercooler, which is forcing us to have a whale tail instead of a duck tail.
So right in here is a little hole. We can put a 3mm Allen. And then I'll have you start the car and we'll watch the air-fuel ratio gauge and make a small adjustment.
All right. So that's the gauge there. 13.0.
13.0. Try that.
All right. So how many turns was that?
Just a quarter of a turn.
Really?
Yeah.
And you leaned it a little bit?
I leaned it a little bit.
Okay. All right. Well, I can drive it a little bit with the airbox off and see if it still smokes, huh?
Yeah, when it goes to doing the smoke show, see what is it doing on the air fuel gauge.
All right, let's see what we got. Smoke. It's that crunch though. That's way better. Oh yeah. He nailed it. That's why I call him a wizard. He is just an absolute total wizard. I mean, it's just crazy to have a boosted car like this. The way the lag hits. Just crazy! Absolutely nuts! Oh, but we're gonna desperately need a transmission though. Oh, unfortunately. This is the old stock transmission that was never designed to have a turbo motor behind it, so it is tired and crunchy, and well, everything else. So there's a lot to evaluate here on which way to go. I think I need to call Leonard. You're downshift. Oh, crunchy crunch. Well, you're a wizard.
How's that?
It feels great. No more smoke. Plenty of boost. The AFR I think is within the specs that they say it is. Probably could use a little more fine tuning, but for where the car is right now, we'll just leave it be and let Leonard mess with it. But you really are a wizard.
I can be.
I think I'm gonna drive it home.
You're gonna drive it home?
I think so. I mean,
It's totally capable of doing that.
there's nothing more for you to do.
No.
Now it's just time to, well, restore it and kind of unrace car this car.
Yes.
Unlike the GT350, we do want to pretty much unrace car this thing. Before I go though, let's check on the other projects. I see the 456 is like getting active work on it, yes?
Yes.
Where we last left off, I was attacked by animals, llamas, emus, and things in this car.
Oh, really?
And then it was taking a very long time to start. You told me that the fuel pressure regulators were $1,500 each, and I couldn't even get them.
They're unobtainium for
So
this car, yeah.
these are your wizard ones, huh?
Those are adjustable ones. They're $300 each.
Okay.
And we're getting them dialed in, but the old ones would leak fuel into the vacuum lines. It was just drenching the engine in fuel.
And still taking, because it's losing fuel pressure and then dumping it into the engine, so it was just taking forever to crank and start.
Yeah.
So there's something that was progressively getting worse. But you're close.
Yep, get it dialed in and we'll have that done. It didn't have any other trouble than that, I don't think.
Okay. No, not that I know of. I mean, we could do an oil change probably, and
Okay.
leave it at that. The other car is the other Porsche project. It's been here for a long time, but there is some progress. So I'll be visiting with Leonard in a bit, but he's also the one rebuilding the engine on my hoopty 911 convertible. This was a Targa, a 1979 SC that somebody chopped into a convertible. I'm leaving it all ratty like this, except the interior. I'm going to do something fun with it. I saw a Safari build Porsche on Bring a Trailer with some Pasha interior stuff, some inserts and things. It looks so cool. The same sports seats this has, which are quite valuable, so I think I'm going to copycat that. But Leonard was waiting on the heads to get back from machining and rebuilding. They're back. He's putting it back together, so soon. Probably
Soon.
just in time for winter to have a convertible.
Yes.
That's probably when
timing.
I will get it, because,
Yeah.
right now, totally empty. But I do have a running 911
You do.
that I can take. And you haven't even made a bill for it yet, have you?
This one's on the house.
I feel like I've fallen into some bizarro world where things are working out. Okay.
Well, being that this year you spent over $80,000 here.
You're doing accounting for the end of the year, and it's
Yep.
$80,000?
I think we can afford a quick little fix on the 911.
Well, thank you. That $80,000 is sinking in, but I appreciate it. I'm going to go before you change your mind, so thank you so much.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, I'm absolutely astounded. It made it. Not only did it make it, but it drove great. The tires actually came out of their flat spots and felt pretty smooth. And other than the horribly uncomfortable seats, this thing drove fantastically. I'm shocked. So I came over to the Car Ninjas, where somebody's getting shot, and anyway, we're gonna reward this car with its first thing, and it's getting rid of those and getting on these. The Car Ninja's nice enough to accommodate me, and he has a cold. So say hello. Say hello.
Hi.
Say we got it together, baby.
Yeah, we got it together, baby.
Let's see.
You like the voice?
Sounds like Barry White. All right, I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay.
Now, it's not like these wheels were ugly. They're just very of their time, which was early, mid-2000s. You see this, and it is so much better. Period correct. Fooch wheels. I don't know if I want to say it right without getting censored on YouTube. Fook wheels?
Fook?
Fook, yeah, yes.
Fook?
Yes. Oh my lord. This is crazy. We'll have to pull the car out and just gaze upon this magnificence. Holy moly. Well, when this day started, I was hoping to just hear the car run for the first time in a very long time, and clearly I got a lot more than that. This is way beyond my wildest expectations, that I would be driving this car home and it would drive as well as it did, and then to be able to put these wheels on it to really just completely transform it. I'm so happy right now, and it's all because you all watch these videos that it's possible for me to own this car, so thank you again so much for watching. But now the real work begins, I suppose, because this car still needs a transmission. It is crunchy, it is on its way out, it needs completely gone through with the wiring and paint and interior, but man, is it a car. And yeah, that turbo engine's staying right there. Well, it has to come out to get the transmission in, but otherwise it's gonna stay in there for at least as long as I own it. But I'm sure I'll be brought right back down to earth as soon as I talk to Leonard and he tells me how much all this is going to cost. Doing Porsches up, it's not a cheap thing, but it'll be fun. So I think I captured the moment earlier of me falling in love with this car, so much so that I actually worked on it. I actually turned some wrenches and took this horribly uncomfortable seat out and strapped in one of the sports seats that were in the SC Cabriolet that I have, and it completely transformed the ride. I actually took this thing on my daily errands. It did perfect, as long as I don't shut off the car. If I turn it off and then try and turn it back on again, it starts whenever it wants to. It has a mind of its own, cold and hot. It's still a big mess, which is why I'm here with Leonard of the 911 Den. If you look up his YouTube channel, he is a Porsche maestro, built some beautiful cars over the years, and we're sending this car to him. Leonard, thank you so much for doing this project with me. I'm really excited, but I'm a little worried about how much it's going to cost. So what do you think? I think we're leaving this thing boosted for sure, first of all.
Well, I'm a boost junkie. I'm happy to hear that, Tyler. And man, congratulations. You've like got the pinnacle of air-cooled goodness right there, you know, with the 74 Carrera Heritage and the hot rod motor and sort of the orange blank canvas, you know, that you talked about to do whatever you want. I mean, that's just a great car to make a Tyler Hoover hot rod with.
Well, I appreciate it. And I think this car has such a great story and a great look to it. I thought about doing the full nut and bolt, everything off, repaint, restoration, but I mean, this car has such a cool sort of race car patina that I kind of want to leave it alone, but tweak it a little bit. And we've discussed a little bit before, but I mean, if I were to completely take everything off and repaint it, how much do you think that would be? Just redoing it.
Yeah, you know, if you started stripping everything down and had everything removed and you painted it, I mean, you know, you're looking at $20,000 to $30,000, you know, to make that happen, you know. And there goes a lot of the budget for the whole car. And oh, hey, Tyler, you still there? Yeah. Hold on, I'll come down with some realistic numbers here. I think that is a bit much, you know, and then you got to worry about taking it to the car show, you know, like everybody says, getting bugs on it, driving it to the mall, running your errands, you know, like you're talking about. I think the car has a great patina as is.
Well, I'm financially motivated to not do that now, but I mean, even if I spent the money, say $30,000 to make this thing look pretty, that's not even the mechanical part of it, I'd get it back because the Outlaw, the hot rod builds of these are bringing so much money now that it wouldn't be money down the drain. But I don't think it's fair to this car, and it's not. I mean, there's so many pretty shiny 911s that I think one that's kind of scruffy just stands out. But there does need to be some changes, though, like the bumpers. they don't really do it for me. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. You know, I think the car has the right look. I think it would really finish off the car if we put a set of the original impact bumpers back on it, you know, front and rear, and do that more or less back stock, more or less stock, doesn't have to be totally stock, and ditch the fiberglass bumpers that are on it, you know, and put the correct rubber pieces back where they're supposed to be, and probably lose that melted rear bumper, you know, and stick an aluminum one back there. And since we're keeping the turbo, we can integrate a heat shield back there, get in some ducting for the turbo. I don't think you'll have any issue at all with cooling. There's plenty of narrow-bodied 911s running around with turbo engines that guys are just having a blast with. So we can definitely make that happen.
Well, I do want to keep it, but I also want to make it more livable. I mean, it is pretty brutal at the moment, the way that turbo kicks in. It's like a light switch, and I talked about the starting. It starts when it wants to, cold, hot. You just have to be patient with it. It does eventually start every time, but sometimes it makes you wait for 5-10 minutes. So is there something we can do about that? And then getting off the whale tail and then keeping maybe a duck tail or something like that with an intercooler?
Oh man, I think that's exactly the right plan. Yeah, so the engine, it's an old engine and it's got components in that injection that they just give out after time. So we can certainly upgrade, warm up regulator, adjust fuel pressures, things like that. Those are relatively simple. Replace some components to make it more dependable so that you can trust it to run your errands. But then, you know, basically if we upgrade the turbo and upgrade the surrounding components to the turbo, you know, maybe a new exhaust system, a header system, maybe a new muffler with a Zork outlet in the middle, you know, or maybe a dual outlet, something cool like that. You know, you can enjoy that power band starting literally about 1,000 RPMs earlier, you know, which really makes a big difference. And you can enjoy that boost all the way from mid 2000s all the way to redline instead of 4,000 to, you know, 6,800 or wherever you're redlining that thing. So we can certainly take the turbo and make it a little more livable every day. Absolutely.
That sounds great, but then we have the Crunch-tastic transmission, which I probably mentioned 100 times in the video today. I like the transmission that it has. I like the gearing. Rob, the previous owner, mentioned putting in a turbo transmission, whatever it came with the 76 motor. But I imagine the gearing's different and it doesn't have this kind of mechanical, old school feeling that I really like about this car, even though it's ruined. And your car, which has the same trans, right?
Yes, sir. It's all mechanical. You know, there's no hydraulic clutch on those old 915 transmissions. So that might be in need of a rebuild. We'll have to see. We'll do a couple of special adjustments, some special parts in there for the linkage. You know, we'll check all that stuff out and see if it meets your, you know, what you expect out of a 915 transmission. But I love those transmissions, and you can make them, you know, not bulletproof for that turbo engine, but almost with the right components. So I think it'd totally live in there behind that turbo power.
So the transmission itself is...
That's going to be probably $6,000-$7,000 with the upgrades, and especially the linkage and the shifters that we want to put in it.
And then the turbo upgrade and making the engine more livable is...
Yep, I would say, you know, you're looking at, you know, probably $3,000, $4,000 there for all of those components. And then we got to mention that intercooler, you know. If you want to stick the duct back on it, which I totally agree with you, man. The ducktail on that makes that car, and it's original. So that's a rare ducktail. So we pull the whale tail off. We have a custom fabricator here in Arkansas. My buddy Todd makes custom intercoolers. He sends them out all over the world. And man, he can make us an intercooler that will fit under that ducktail, and it'll just be awesome.
Well, that sounds great. It sounds a little expensive though, again.
Yeah, anytime you talk custom fabrication, you know, it's probably going to cost us, we'd have to check with Todd, but you know, the thing's going to be a couple of grand, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, you know, and I think that's relatively in the ballpark for what you would pay even for a used intercooler for a 930 engine these days.
So then we spend all this money on the engine, transmission, make the interior look nice, will be another 3-5 grand or so, and then it all burns down with this crazy wiring, and it's a rat's nest in there, and I'm terrified of that. So I definitely want that fixed and some other things. So all in with everything, how much do you think it'll be?
I think we're going to be in the 20 range.
20?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think we need to do it. I mean, this car, it's going to be worth a lot more with the $20,000 invested in it. Even with it looking ratty, I think it's worth doing. I think it's a good investment. Not that I want to sell the car, but it's a good investment, I think.
I think Rob would kill you if you ever sold the car, and I might be next because that is one awesome car. You might want to be buried in that. And those cars are selling for big money, you know. And the beauty of your car is you wouldn't take a unmolested '74 Carrera and then put a turbo engine in it and hot rod it. You know, you can do whatever you want with this car because it's already been down that path, and that will make that car just totally awesome.
Okay, well, I will bring it your way once you're finished with the SC motor, which you're rebuilding, which apparently you're in head stud hell, right?
We're at the threshold of hell with those head studs. They all came out except for one. I think this is the 16th SC that I've rebuilt because of head stud problems, and the last one is broken off flush with the case, but we've rigged up a jig. We're going to drill it out with a nitrided tipped carbide drill bit, and I think we can get it out of there. That way we won't have to split the case and incur any more cost.
Okay, well, sounds good. Whenever it's ready, I'll come get it, and actually I'm going to come in my new pickup truck, which I'm going to pick up here in the morning, flying to Salt Lake City. So very excited about that and very excited about this. So thanks so much, Leonard. I really appreciate you taking this on for me and making Orange Crush great again. And thank you so much for watching.